I guess that is a sign. The next time we do see that, like, the next time we do see double there from Zerg, then it would have to be a drop load all in. True. As here we go, we're getting into our next game, and oh, it's a TVT! Sporting in the bottom right-hand corner of Monty Hall, we have our Finnish Zerg player, the blue Brood War Zerg. Sorry, Brood War Zerg, but rolling Terran. Representing Berserker Esports, it is Mixu. And sporting in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player representing his new team, Streamer Zone. It is QuanTa. Here we go. So Mixu does often, instead of playing Brood War Zerg, he plays Brood War Terran. So he plays Brood War Terran and SC2 Zerg. So Mixu, he's a bit of a race picker in that sense. And QuanTa is moving out with that SCV. Now, a couple of different things here when it comes to, in regards to this map, is it is a pseudo island map. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that there are mineral walls. Mineral walls are locking the players into their own main base. They have to mine through the minerals to actually break out. The gold patch is in such a position that you can mine through this and workers can move out, but only workers. Units cannot actually squeeze through this. Like Marines, I don't think they can squeeze through it either. You have to mine through a little bit more to actually properly break out. But you can expand. So Mixu is going for CC first. Meanwhile, QuanTa opening up a double factory and is sending out a second SCV. So second SCV to scout. He's checking here on the right hand side and he's going for the proxy. Risky maneuver as he's kind of gambling as to where the expansion is, but he's setting up. Again, double gas means faster factory. There is factories on the way. And are we going proxy starport? That would make the most sense. The factory is almost done. Oh no, never mind. Just now starting. SCV does confirm. Does get eyes on the CC. Now QuanTa can back off. Factory halfway done. We'll see whether if the SCV just races back home or if it sticks around. It's sticking around. Here we go. Meanwhile, Mixu going 3cc. Oh my god. 3cc. Hyper greed out of Mixu. Third CC before factory and TVT. I've never actually seen this before. And I feel like Mixu's about to be punished. Yeah, proxy starport. Let's go. Starport is on the way. Back at home, Cyclones are amassing, and I imagine this should be for a proxy medevac to drop over the wall and to wreak havoc here in the bases. And Mixu, he has nothing. He has one Marine. He has one Marine to defend. Getting into a factory. Behind the second factory is on the way, so Mixu is trying to get into mech, is I imagine working towards mass vulture, initially into tank. Oh my never mind. Oh, he's crazy. He's lifting. The reason why I assumed it was going to be a medevac for a drop is because there was no room for an add-on, but he lifts up into the cliff. He lifts into the cliff face. He's going BC. Oh my god. So QuanTa is going proxy BC. And Mixu, if he rushes vulture or tank, he literally has no anti-air. His anti-air is one Marine. He has one Marine available. Yep, tank production has begun. Spider mines are on the way. No, there is zero anti-air. I mean, if Mixu gets a read on what's going on, he can go into Goliath production. True, he can go Goliath. But, until he gets a feel of what's happening, there's no reason to. As QuanTa is expanding behind this, getting to his own CC, has built up an army, which again he has to mine through minerals to break out. And the first BC is on the way. BC's in production. I would not be opposed to like 2-port BC, not gonna lie, but I'll take what I can get. Jesus. As we do have Mixu trying to get read what's going on. He's scouting for the expansion. He confirms no expansion towards the north, no expansion towards the south. And no expansion even in the center either. That this will be a tell if Mixu scouts. That is a big if, as he has not sent anything through the center. Bearing in mind that there are 3 distinct paths on this map, and they're completely walled off, so these vultures actually can't rotate towards the center. So Mixu doesn't know. Mixu does not know what's going on. Center base is now being taken, but it's a very late expansion. BC is waddling in. What is the one Marine? Just one Marine, the main army pushing right through the center. BC has arrived! And SCVs are going down. Ay, ay, ay. We can reactively make Goliaths, but we're denying any kind of mining. Scan across the map reveals the production. And we're going for the main army instead. We have to make a choice. Do we go for the tanks or do we go for the economy? Marine goes down, tank goes down, the Goliaths are on the way. But production just started. And the BCs are chasing down the tanks. QuanTa, he's muling. He's trying to at least. He's trying to break through. Goliaths have arrived. Oh, one Goliath goes down. He's going for the wizard repairs. We need to repair. Boys are being pulled. Second Goliath pulled. No repairs. Ay, ay, ay. No repairs. Every Goliath falls. Brutal losses. And it takes quite an amount of mules to actually break through this. So the tanks do hold. Tanks to siege. Nice smash repair. And there we go. Mixu does hold on. Forces a teleport. Just barely. Well, that's 20 kills on the BC. But he survives. Okay. We survive. We have a game. Mixu, he still has a better economy. I mean, he's on 3 CC. He's on 50 SCVs. Oh my god. But I spoke too soon because another BC has arrived. Denying mining and allowing QuanTa to catch up. The Goliath count looking quite healthy though. BCs have to respect it. Yeah, more turrets being thrown down. Mixu pushing right down mid. Tanks are getting caught out. Uh-oh. It does get one tank, going for another. Ooh, massive tank volley goes off. That's a second. That's going to be a third tank. Expensive losses here for Mixu. Losing a 4th tank. 4th tank goes down. Just 2 tanks left. He's moving out with Mass Goliath, but alas, QuanTa is going for his own mech, going for his own Mass Cyclone. Into tank. And the BCs, they come back in. They hit the southern expansion as well. And the turret was late. Oof. Turret goes down towards the south, towards the north. Cyclones, they catch another tank. And Mixu is being pulled apart. The BC's everywhere. BC's all over the place, denying any kind of mining here. At the natural. And in the third. Meanwhile, another tank goes down. Massive volleys, but alas, they still fall. And this is becoming game-ending damage here. 19 SCVs. Oh, no, another tank. No. The Cyclones. They pop up. Another tank goes down. It's basically Mass Goliath now. BC still wreaking havoc. Cyclones, they did tie up the Cyclones. The Goliaths, they bought time. BC retreats, and yeah, QuanTa, now suddenly our Red Terran has a better economy. He's up on workers, he's getting a 3rd CC. Building up a stronger army with Cyclone tank. Mixu unable to find or unable to catch those BCs. And we're still getting to more BC production. It's not stopping. Scan reveals a 3rd. Mixu is going to attempt to stabilize. He's attempting. This southern expansion is still looking quite exposed. BCs, they go back in. Goliaths are out of position, racing back home. It's going to be another 6 SCV kills. That's A6 getting up to 8, so even more. No turrets in the main. 12 SCVs. 13. And at this point, I feel like QuanTa will force an all-in. At this point, how do we stabilize from here? Mixu just falling too far behind. Does start to step forward. Finally, one BC goes down. Was that the first BC? Second. The second BC of the game does fall. Mixu just trying to keep up. There's still some more BCs out there. QuanTa's main army, mainly tank base, tank heli with BC. We're done with the Cyclones. Last, they almost find another BC, but they do find the starport itself. They can focus it down eventually. I mean, Mixu, he's holding his own. Does have a comparable army size at least. Just down in economy. It's gonna take a lot of scans. Goliath's not known for destroying buildings, but there we go. They get the starport. And QuanTa is walling up. Uh-oh. What have I gotten myself into? Like, QuanTa did an amazing job at taking an economic lead, but you can see QuanTa throwing down sensor towers, getting tank lines ready, taking another expansion, and QuanTa is turtling up. It looks like he's not moving out anytime soon. He's just full on turtling at this point, and QuanTa should be the first to max out. So we're getting mech v mech. SC2 versus Brood War. Now, Mixu, even though we have a comparable army size, Mixu does have a subpar army because he has so many Goliaths mixed in instead of Vulture. I mean, again, he was forced into it because of all these BCs. But it will make it a little bit more awkward for the main army to actually push into tank lines. Whether it's more Vultures or even getting into BCs of his own. Meanwhile, BCs, they harass towards the south. They force back the army. They're going for the CC. Oh. Going for the expansion. I mean, it is 3 BCs. And we'll force it to lift. Goliaths have arrived. They can kite well. They force the teleport. 1 BC goes down. Oh, sorry. All 3 to escape. Never mind. They all get away. Mixu has to back up. I will say that the 4th base is delayed here for QuanTa. It's a delayed expansion. Just now taking it. He's up to 80 SCVs. Now transferring over. Building on more tanks, more Hellions. Now, what I was going to say is that usually in TVT, we get out of tank Hellion and we go into air control, right? Into Sky Terran, into Vikings, into Liberators, and Liberators do reign supreme. But because there are so many Goliaths, that isn't really viable for QuanTa. Meanwhile, we're going in. We go for the dive. Yeah, massive tank boys going up. The Goliaths, they do tank some shots. And Mixu is breaking through. Takes down the first line of tanks. Hellbats were a little bit too late, and every tank goes down. A very good fight here for Mixu. Is breaking through, but BCs, they come in from behind. No more Goliaths! No! The Goliath count was reset. And the BCs, they force everything back. And of course, QuanTa now reinforcing with his ground army. The tanks have to get the hell out of here. BCs lead the charge. See if Mixu can hold on. Oof. Yamato goes off. Goliath's trying to push in. Yamato's here on the Goliaths. Yeah, Hellbats are getting on top of the tanks as well. Oh, and it looks like QuanTa is breaking through. It takes on the final tank. The BCs is on their job. Now here comes the ground army. QuanTa sieges up, and he will take control of this expansion. CC is going to go down. Reinforcements have arrived. Just mass tank. The mass tank is here. There's 0 tanks to defend. All of them did go down. It's just Goliath. You have a handful of tanks on the way, a handful of vultures. And QuanTa just stutter steps forward. Boys have to be pulled. And he's getting on top of the production at this point. I love that only half the tank siege. GG gets called and QuanTa will take the game. GG. A wild game as well, going proxy BC on Monty Hall. Again, because of the terrain, because of the map itself, he could hide the starport further back up the cliff face, was completely unscattered, and the first BCs did critical damage. It was insane. He took like a 20 SCV lead. It did take a little bit longer for QuanTa to get his 3rd and get his 4th base up and running, so took him a little bit longer to really get that going, but regardless, BCs, they did so much for themselves, and last we saw that that's because it didn't get scattered, Mixu had a really hard time responding, reacting, and dealing with those BCs as well. Because of that, it took a little bit longer to respond with his Goliaths, and even then, the Goliaths were rarely in position to defend. He was pulled apart left and right, had a really hard time keeping up. GG. GG, well played. With that, QuanTa does take it.